How's it going, everyone? It is me, the Lone Vault Wanderer, and do you remember those Assassin's Creed Origins rumors that I covered on my channel a couple of weeks back? Well, it turns out those are probably true. It's not confirmed, mind you, we can never be 100% sure, but we have some brand new exclusive updates coming from a website known as comicbook.com that suggests that yes, the next Assassin's Creed will be called Assassin's Creed Origins, not Empire as we once thought, and it will be set in ancient Egypt. So I'm going to be covering the brand new updates that have released over the past day. And remember, I'm going to be linking the article in the description below, so please go check it out and give them credit for that. And also after that, I'm going to be going back to those original Assassin's Creed Origins updates, because now we have a new frame of reference. We can be almost sure that these are probably legitimate, because there are pieces of news just continuously coming out that keep backing up this story. So let's cover the article first. I'll just read it verbatim. I'll put the paragraphs on screen right now, but again, please read it for yourself. So the article states that reliable sources connected with Ubisoft provided us with several pictures of merchandise produced to promote the game, which offer us a first glimpse of the logo for Assassin's Creed Origins. So there you go, that backs up the Origins name, and I'm going to put that merchandise on the screen right now. It's a t-shirt which clearly says Assassin's Creed Origins. It even has a repurposed Assassin's Creed logo with like the Egyptian eye in the middle, so that's pretty cool. And this seems pretty legit, to be honest. The article continues that the merchandise in question is, as you can see, a line of shirts. They serve to add further weight to the rumors suggesting that the game will be set in ancient Egypt. Above the title text, you can see an ancient Egyptian style twist on the regular Assassin's insignia from previous games in the series. Here's a closer look at the larger imprint of the same crest from the back of the shirts, and I'll show you that picture on the screen right now. Again, very, very Egyptian themed here. If you watch any Egyptian movie or just looked at Egyptian pictures or whatever it is, that eye looks very, very familiar. It looks very, very Egyptian-like. So then this adds credence to the fact that the game is going to be set in Egypt, along with all of the other updates that have suggested that as well. That is not really surprising. I think we can all confirm at this stage that the Egyptian setting is all but certain, but it was really in doubt as to whether the game was going to be called Origins, and also whether all those other updates that happened a couple weeks back were true, and I'll get to that, so don't you worry. Then continuing, as you would expect, it is the front of the t-shirts that we can glean the most information from, however. Clearly displayed is a previously unseen artwork of the title's central protagonist, the very same shown in a recent leaked shot of the game poster by user shout out to Ashraf over on Reddit. And I'll show that picture on the screen right now. I believe I showed this one in my last Assassin's Creed video, but apparently the article is suggesting that this picture looks a lot like this picture, which is the main protagonist shown on this particular t-shirt or merchandise. The article continues that the character carries a bow and shield and appears to be decked out with your typical Assassin's Creed hidden blade gauntlets, this time with some Egyptian stylings. Upon closer inspection, we can also see what might be the game's exact era in the top right image, 49 BCE. So that's all this article has to offer, but it is a lot. But I'll put that t-shirt back on the screen right now so we can have a good look at the protagonist. And yeah, it kind of looks like that previous picture, but we can't really be certain because in both instances you can't see the face of the protagonist, but he does have a bow and arrow, so there is at least that. So yes, this is awesome news. We have further confirmation that the game's going to be called Origins, and also as well we have another look at the game's main protagonist. But you know what this also means, and again I alluded to this before at the start of the video, that all of those previous leaks with regards to Origins that I covered several weeks back, those seem to be true too. So let me run down the list of those leaks so we can actually get a better picture of what this game might be. And again, it's comicbook.com that they're leaking, so I'm going to be linking their other article in the description below. So they seem to be pretty legit, to be honest. They're continuously getting all of these news and leaks that are backing up their story, which is essentially what you want when you see leaks of this kind. So in that previous article, they said that our sources suggest that Origins is a vast open world experience taking place in ancient Egypt. So then that backs up the fact that the game is open world. The story is rumored to revolve around the original Assassin's Guild and will feature two main characters, a man and a woman. So that confirms that the game is going to be showing the actual upbringing and the beginning, the foundation or establishment of the Assassin's Creed. And then the next paragraph, consistent with what Ubisoft have been saying about how they're moving away from more linear stories to actually open narrative style of storytelling. We cover that in the podcast a lot, but the article states that its structure is said to be less linear, featuring a character progression system less tied to the story. A development source we spoke to compared it numerous times to Bethesda's Skyrim. They say that impressions of the project internally are so far positive. The game will apparently grant the player considerably more freedom, featuring a greater emphasis on exploration over previous entries in the series. One source tells us that this is the biggest Assassin's Creed the company has ever created and is huge in scope. They say it has been in development for at least several years now. Hopefully it'll benefit from this extended development cycle. So then this confirms the similarities or the comparisons to Bethesda's Skyrim. So it seems to be this massive open world game more than it ever has been before, because yes, Assassin's Creed has always been open world, but it seems that in Origins that's going to be even more emphasized, and it's really going to allow us to explore much more freely than past games have actually allowed you to do. So this is just awesome. We are getting more and more news about Assassin's Creed Origins. It's shaping up to be a really, really great game. And you know what I also like about it? Now that we know, that it's called Origins and that it's going to be telling the foundation story of the Assassin's Creed Guild, I think that's going to be the most interesting part about it all, because when you play Assassin's Creed games, and I will emphasize again, I've only played Assassin's Creed 1 and 2. I literally have in my list every single Assassin's Creed game, and leading up to the release of this game, I'm going to be playing them all. So don't you worry about that. But at least on the games that I've experienced, when you play as an assassin, you're pretty much thrown into this guild that you don't really know the upbringing of, and I think this game has the potential to flesh that out for old players that want further clarification as to the actual establishment of the Assassin's Creed, and also new players. I mean, this might be a great game to actually allow new players of the Assassin's Creed franchise to get a good start with the series. If this game goes into a lot of depth about how the Assassin's Creed started, this game has the potential to actually be recommended as the first Assassin's Creed game that any fan should play, because you don't really hear Assassin's Creed 1 as being the game that you should start with. People usually say Assassin's Creed 2, but because this is going to be so early in the Assassin's Creed lineage or timeline, showing the actual establishment of the Assassin's Creed Guild, this will be a perfect place for new players to start. And yes, I'm loving the look of the protagonist. I'm loving again the fact that it's going to be set in ancient Egypt. It's going to be a unique setting and really have some awesome exploration. I think the world's going to be absolutely beautiful, especially exploring pyramids and all of that stuff. And also, it just popped in my mind as well, consistent with that picture I just showed you that we saw on Reddit, and I'll put that back up on the screen right now. This recent news about the merchandise also kind of confirms the fact that naval combat's going to be returning in Origins 2, because that character was very similar, at the very least from what we could see, and that's a feature that a lot of people loved from Black Flag. So all around, this seems to be pretty good news, and I think it's shaping to be a pretty interesting game. So anyways, Wastelanders, let me know what you think about this news in the comments below, and until next time, this has been the Lone Vault Wanderer. Please take care of yourself, and would you kindly keep fighting the good fight.